All right, let's get started. All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Checkers, Wreckers, and What the Heckers. This is our first live on-site podcast of the year. Calm down. Oh, we're excited to be here. This is a beautiful spot. We are at Earl's in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Yeah, shout out to Earl's for having us. This is a really cool spot. I dig the vibes here. If you're watching online and you've not been here, you should definitely get here. This is my first time in Winston-Salem, actually. But we'll talk about all that. Let me bring my co-host in here. From the Ohio back roads to hot passes and pit road chaos, this mullet has been places most hairlines can't pronounce. Shop floor certified, wind resistant at triple digit speeds, and absolutely not OSHA certified. Respect the flow, trust the process. Ladies and gentlemen, the follicle phenom, Rick Kojan, is here.
What's up? Thank you, Chad. I appreciate that. And I'm happy to be back. And here we go for 26. And let's introduce the guy that really stirs the pot here in the middle.
Let's do it. All rise.
There he is. All rise.
From server rooms to pit boxes, this man rules with precedence, logic, and a Wi-Fi signal strong enough to survive race day. He doesn't object, he overrules. Fastest man in North Carolina, enforcer of the law, and an absolute menace to bad code. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris, the Supreme Court Justice.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All hail. All rise.
All rise. We need to check this mic. Oh, there we go.
See, how come my mic's not as loud? Can my mic be louder? Thank you.
There we go. We're all
good.
Can
anybody hear me?
This guy.
Like I said before, shout out to Earl. Thank you for having us. This is the kickoff for 2026.
The Clash, fellas.
The Cookout Clash.
Did you ever imagine that you would roll into town for a NASCAR race and see piles of snow and ice along the roadways?
Let's just start with the piles of snow and ice. No. Rolling in races, absolutely. But the snow and the ice to go with it, not so much.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen. NASCAR has already moved Saturday's events to Sunday, but depending on what meteorologists you listen to, they say from 3 inches to 3 feet. I don't know which.
Yeah,
I don't have correct measurements.
We'll roll the dice Saturday night and see what we get for Sunday morning, right?
Mother Nature hates this sport, and I cannot figure out why. It's such a piss-off. With the rain and the whatever, and now the snow. Listen, I moved the fuck away from Ohio. Can I swear in here? I don't know. No, I cannot.
You got to try to reel it in. It's a family restaurant.
Sorry. I moved the heck away from Ohio to try to get away from snow forecasts, and I think this whole thing is ridiculous, and I'm kind of upset about it.
Yeah, Ohio can have it back.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, give it back. I'm not up there anymore. Send it back to all my buddies up in Northeast Ohio. Come on, Lake County. Take the snow machine.
Yeah. Well, fellas, are you ready to get into our first 3 wide of the year?
Absolutely. What we got?
Let's do it here. Let's do some 3 wide.
3 wide.
Our first topic of the night, I'm going to give you a set of drivers, and I want to know who wins first. We're going to start. I've got Ty Gibbs and Carson Hocevar. Fellas, who's going to win first? Tell me, Chris Justice.
I think we're going to go with, I think Ty Gibbs is going to win it first. I think he's going to get the dub first. He's just, with all the adversity that he's had, I think it's time for him to showcase what he's got. Or he might be out, I think.
Out? Granddad is going to put him out?
Hey, listen, it's all about wins.
Yeah, but when you're the co-owner of the team, you're
Granddad fired NFL
Put
guys.
Brian Smith in the car. Who?
We got one. We got one waiting.
well, there's a lot of guys in that Toyota pipeline, but apparently they have to be Ty Gibbs approved to come drive for the organization. You're talking a guy who ran,
That's semantics.
who won 12 races last year, and can't drive for Joe Gibbs because Ty Gibbs doesn't approve.
That's for right now.
All right, Ricky, who you got? Carson Hocevar or Ty Gibbs? Who goes to victory lane first?
This is a rare moment because I disagree with my dear brother, Supreme Court Justice,
That's fair.
who is completely out of his mind. I guess that's like a double Angel's envy that I poured him, or that Skyler poured him. Listen, Ty Gibbs, first of all, is not mature enough, I don't think. He's also not fast enough. And if you look at last year, Carson Hocevar had a chance to win like 2 or 3 races. I know he roughed some people up, a la Ross Chastain style, but I will personally, right now, extend my hand to you on a $100 bet.
Oh, here we go again. It's always
who?
about the money.
It is. I like the bet shit.
all about the
Whatever. Can I
Benjamins.
say shit? I like the bet stuff. I'll bet you $100 that my guy wins before your guy. Do you want the action?
I'll take it. My hands are full, but we'll fist pump. Done deal.
Come on. You got
Let's
Gibbs. I
go.
got Hocevar. Neither may win in 26, but there's our
That's
bet.
fine.
Done.
We got it. Done.
Done.
Live.
That was a good one. What else you got?
I like it.
What else you got? Pod.
All right,
Master
my next
Podfather.
set of drivers. We'll start with you this time, Ricky. Which one goes to victory lane first? Daniel Suarez now in the number 7, or Kyle Busch still in the number 8?
in like the
Daniel's
next
there.
5 years, or
No,
like
well,
how?
I don't know. Daniel's over at Spire now. He's in that 7 car, which they say is the number 1 car. I don't know if I believe
I'm aware
that.
of where everybody is. I got
RCR
that. I got that.
RCR made lots of changes this offseason.
Okay, Chad.
Which one do you think?
Okay, Chad. Keep telling me about NASCAR.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to our listeners and viewers.
Oh, they don't know. Okay. This one, all right. I might even be doing this for you because I love you so much. I don't see many positive things for Suarez in that 7 car, only because there's a lot of other really good road course ringers now, one of which that I love. I'm going with Kyle Busch partly because I love you, and partly maybe he'll find his way into one. Kyle Busch is my answer.
Justice?
I have to second that. I think it is tough, but I think Kyle Busch brings a lot more to the table than Suarez will in his new outfit. Sorry, mic to the mouth. So
All right.
everyone can hear
No,
me.
I'm doing it good. You gotta ice cone,
Yeah, you
ice
gotta-
cone cream this thing. It's crazy. It's nuts.
All right, last one for this question. Ricky, you're going to love this. We're going to start with you. Tell me which one happens first. Does SVG win on an oval, or Connor Zillage get his first win at the Cup level? Which one happens first?
It's SVG on an oval, or
Or-
Connor just winning at Cup.
Winning at Cup, any
Oh.
race.
Connor at Cup. I mean, even though the whole NASCAR world is against me and my boy, because now we're down to 4 road course races, because we don't like road course racing.
He's a little butthurt.
So weak. Whatever. So we got 4 races. So SVG can win 3 of them, and Connor will win 1. And you did say it was SVG on an oval. So my answer is Connor Zillage wins a race, any race, before SVG wins on an oval. And I'm open to betting that one too,
Justice?
because I have more hundreds in my pocket.
I'm going to take the other side of that.
Oh!
I'm going to take the other side.
Is anybody marking these bets
Listen,
down?
I'm going to take the other side.
You
It's
want 100
recorded.
again?
SVG was getting better at the ovals. I think your boy will get used up as a rookie out there, even though he did well in Xfinity. It's a different ball game.
So there's 36 races, only 4 favor, right? Zillage maybe winning that one, but I'm good for another 100 if you are.
Listen,
Is anybody keeping track? This is being filmed, right? Or
Yeah,
something?
yeah,
What do you,
yeah.
what do you call what we're doing? Filming or,
It's-
or live streaming?
Both is happening.
yeah.
All right.
I think he just likes touching your leg.
His hands are full. He
Hands are
told me to
full.
do it.
He goes, Chris holds
Don't-
the mic out to give him a fist bump. and he goes,
don't get faggy weird on me. Can I say that?
No.
Oh, I can't say that either. Jesus Christ! I feel like Pat McAfee, like on College Game Day. You can't say anything on.
All
TV.
right, let's move on to my next
Good
question.
thing we can't get canceled.
So, let's talk Craftsman Trucks for a minute.
Let's talk truck.
Let's talk
Have
trucks.
another water.
What did you have today?
Heck of a day. That's what I had.
You've had a bad day.
All right. So lots of cool things happening. Ram is coming into the truck. They announced an all-star truck along with all the things they have. The Cup Series drivers are now allowed to compete more in the lower levels. So my question to you guys, and we'll start with you, Supreme Court Justice, is who are you most excited to see in a Craftsman truck this year? Or, like I said, Ram said they're going to run this all-star truck where they're going to bring in all-star drivers from other disciplines. All of those have not been announced. Who is somebody you're excited to see or you want to see run a Craftsman truck this year?
Is a no-brainer. We're going with the smoke guy himself, Mr. Tony Hall of Famer, winning everything, Stewart.
I love it.
Who you got?
I don't-
Is anybody left?
Ricky?
I just want to be clear. I'm being coached from off camera, and I'm happy about it, but my answer was going to match the Supreme Court Justice, which I feel better now because we have $200 out there on the table where we disagreed. It's 100%. Look, listen. Colleague knew what they were doing.
Yeah,
Chris
absolutely.
Rice is no dummy. The reason why the very first race is out there at Daytona, our Super Bowl weekend, the big limelight, you put smoke in that truck. Come on. That's the one. That's the answer. Tony Stewart.
He's going to sell tickets.
Oh, 100%. And again, we had this conversation before. The sport needs Tony. We need Tony Stewart in NASCAR, involved in NASCAR in some form.
Correct.
So I agree with you 100%. It's super excited to see him coming. Is there anybody, so we agree on that. Is there anybody from another discipline that you want to see hop in that all-star ride and at some point this year?
I mean, it has to be a Dodge guy, right? So you're
Well, I
putting
heard
yourself in a
Kane.
box.
I heard Kane will be in there.
Yeah, I did-
Casey Kane.
That'll
which
be
is-
another ticket seller.
Which is interesting because he ran some RCR stuff last year in what was Xfinity, now O'Reilly. But I don't know. I mean, obviously, if somebody comes from F1, what does that look like? If somebody were to come from supercars, is there anybody like that?
I got a guy, Santino, running Indy. Running the Indy cars. Yeah. How about Santino? He's a wheel man.
Anybody else you got, Ricky?
Yeah, I really don't on this one. I mean, obviously, they're playing this one in the hand with Ram, right? To have the opportunity to do this all year, I think it's brilliant. That was a good one.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like this is probably a pipe dream.
Who do you have, Superfan?
Well, I mean, this is probably a pipe dream, but I do think it would be cool to see like Max Verstappen come in and run one of the races that Larson is running a truck for. Like if he came and ran Bristol or something like that, or Miami where Larson ran, I think that would be super cool. Those guys have been talking about who's the better driver for years. I think it would be a huge learning curve for Max Verstappen, but I think number one, it would sell tickets like crazy.
Oh, it'd definitely sell tickets. Yeah,
And
sure.
just to see those guys go head-to-head, I think would be awesome. All right, let's move on to the next question. So let's talk the O'Reilly series. So specifically, we have 4 rookies in the O'Reilly series this year. Rajah Caruth, Corey Day, Brent Cruz, and LeVar Scott. Tell me, in your opinion, which one of those 4 drivers, if there is one, has a breakout season this year in the O'Reilly Auto Parts series? Start with you, Ricky.
I'm going to anticipate agreement on this one because he has a lot of experience getting seat time, and I'm going to go with Rajah Caruth.
Well, that's a very solid answer. That was going to be my P1. I
Knew
think
that
Corey
was
Day
coming.
brings something to the table. Yep. But you can't sleep on LeVar Scott either. He held his own down in the ARCA series, and he comes from a lineage of racers, so he has that grit and grind. So don't fall asleep on
Yeah,
him.
but you got to look at like the teams that they're aligned with, right? And I know
Yeah.
Caruth has to split.
Wait, and that was going to be my point.
He's got to split that ride, which is tough.
He's spending half his
Corey
time.
Day's full day.
Yeah,
Full time.
Correct.
And in that Hendrick car,
Right.
which is Hendrick everything.
That's true.
And so, I think we saw lots of mistakes from Corey Day last year, but he got lots of experience. If he can run all the laps, especially at the beginning of the year, I think he has a real shot to have a breakout season.
Yeah, he finished the year strong in the
Yeah,
races that he
he
ran.
did.
Yeah.
He did.
Your answer is
So,
Corey Day.
yeah, I think I would love to. I would love to see Rajah, and I think obviously Rajah has the wins in truck, and he's going to be in really good equipment in junior motorsports. I don't know if he has the same level of equipment
Thank you, Skyler.
on the other side. So I think the challenge for him is I don't have the same crew chief every week. I don't have the same equipment every week. I don't have the same maybe setups or information every week. What is the difference in the information that he gets at Junior Motorsports? What's the information that he gets at where's he running the rest of his I wanted to say Sam Hunt, but that's not it. It's where's his other races at?
Yeah, that place.
Yeah.
We're passing on that
Yeah.
one.
So my mind just went. But that's my concern for Rajah is can he have the same consistency week in and week out, not in the same equipment? All right. And the final one, and then we'll move on to our next segment, is tell me the race that you are most excited for this year and why. And we'll start with you, Chris Justice.
This is easy.
This is another no-brainer. It's got to be the San Diego
course.
Air Force Base Top Gun scenery race. Like the whole industry is pumped up for that one. A new venue, a new space we've never been in. I would probably say 99% of the people have never been to San Diego. So I think that has to be P1 on everybody's chart.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw today, IndyCar announced they're going to run in Washington, D.C.
DC.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Street course through D.C.
that should
Yeah,
be
something
cool.
about
Yeah.
somebody told me something about Penske worked a deal with the president
Yeah.
of the United States and made this happen.
Yep.
So yeah.
It's all about exposure, right?
They
It's
po-
August.
they posted a photo.
It's when you and I are going to be up in New Hampshire having some,
Lobster rolls.
lobster and bourbons.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so Rick, if we're saying already San Diego, what's your next one?
Why do I have to lose San Diego?
Well, because Justice took it.
I know
You can
took it,
still
but-
be
but
excited
we're-
about it.
we're
Give us
aligned.
another
we're
one.
like one person. We're,
We're-
like an Oreo. We're
we're-
like half black and half white.
We're going to 37.
Can I say that or I can't say that
That
either?
is very legal.
That's okay, right? He
It's
said
the
it's
vanilla
okay.
flavor.
Yeah, it's like, that's perfect. So now I have to pick the second one? All right, hold on.
The wheels are turning.
Give me a minute. See what they screwed up some parts of the schedule that I'm not happy with. All right, I'll just go safe and go Bristol Night Race.
No, you were not happy at Bristol Night Race last year.
He was not.
No,
That's actually
he
true.
was losing his mind.
That's
I was
ac-
standing next to him,
That's actually true.
and he was going, "This is worst case scenario.
No, I was being
This
a
is
bitch.
Armageddon.
I was
This
being a
is-"
little bitch. It happens sometimes. It happens. I'm an only child. I'm used to getting my own goddamn way. Can I say goddamn? I can't say that. Jeez Louise.
worst.
Can I say geez Louise?
Yes.
Jeez Louise. I was an only child. All right, whatever.
We're
Move on.
never getting
What
invited
about
back.
what about going back to Chicagoland?
Yes, I was going to say I'm excited to go back to Chicagoland.
It's
We'll see
actually
what-
like
Oh, another
boring.
mile and a half.
Well-
and we're going to change the Roval back
If
to a
you've
mile
been-
and a half.
if you've been to
How many mile and
Kansas-
a half is that going to be? 12?
If you've been to
lost
Kansas,
count.
you've been to Chicagoland.
Well, but this car
Fans
is
didn't come.
well. Let's see if running those street races in Chicago bring them down to Joliet.
Want to make a bet that that's a stopgap and they try to find their way back into the city?
the city rule, bro.
Listen, that was a super cool race.
I agree.
Being there was so much fun.
I thought that was
love
cool.
Chicago.
Agreed.
But I'm interested to see how NASCAR is going to handle Chicagoland, what they put into it. I mean, Carson Hocevar posted pictures of this track with grass growing up like it was North Wilkesboro, and somehow we're turning this thing around in 6
And
months.
isn't it, am I wrong, or isn't it July 4th weekend?
Yeah, I think
Is
so.
that right?
Yeah, we just moved locations. Same weekend, I believe. Yeah, that's really going
I
to
want to
bring
go
them
see
out.
fireworks. I don't want to go to Joliet.
All right, let's get into some checkers, wreckers, and what the heckers.
Checkers, wreckers, and what the heckers.
What the?
Fellas, we're each going to get a turn here, but we're going to talk NASCAR offseason. I want your checkers, your wreckers, and your what the heckers for the NASCAR offseason in general. It can be anything that happened or did not happen in the offseason. And we're going to start with you, Chris Justice, for checkers NASCAR offseason.
The checkers has to be the 23-11 win. So with that being said, some industry changing and making it better for everybody has to be a win. That was an easy one. What do you got, Rick?
So since he took a checker, can I take a wrecker? Or how's this work? I don't know.
I was going to let everybody do a checker, just
okay.
like we normally do for a...
Oh, so I ruined it. There's probably a good chance that I'm not coming back. You want me to checker the off season?
Yeah, what was good for you?
Okay, I got it. I think it's amazing that they landed San Diego on the schedule.
Oh,
I'll make that my
outstanding, yeah.
checkers
That's
because
cool.
you took it in the last one.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is going to be so cool. And here's how I know. Because already within Haas Factory team, and I can only imagine it, Mega Hendrick, everybody wants to come to San Diego.
Oh, I've
Like-
already said, whatever I got to do, sign me
Right,
up, Eric.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that tells you that they've hit a nerve, and being in San Diego is going to be a great venue. That's my checker.
That list is worse.
Kudos,
than
and I think
Indy
that's
or-
Ben Kennedy
than-
driving that stuff, right?
Yeah,
So good
yes,
for him.
yeah,
Good
yeah.
for him.
My checkers is going to be the change in the championship format. That's going to be mine. We don't have to debate it. We don't got to get into it. We've done that. So that's my checkers. Rick, you're up first for wreckers.
Yeah, you just wrecked. Thanks, Chad. And I'm probably the only one on the planet because everybody's calling in Sirius XM. Oh, I love the new format. I love the new format. Okay, well, we will see after you grudge through 26 regular season races, crown a champion, give them the same amount of points for winning the regular season championship. Yeah, I know the wins are worth 15 points more. You took away all the drama of elimination races. You took away the drama of the four in the final. I'm not totally against it. Not totally. But I'm just telling you, when we ride through this, everyone's going to be like, ugh. And here's another thing to think about. What if at the 26th race, someone has a 50 or 75 point lead? Gone. Right? They reset that.
Right.
When they reset that. So, yeah. I'm not that happy, but I know I'm the bitch, so whatever. Enjoy your new points format.
My wreckers is going to be the whole lawsuit in general. I still think that should have been settled. Never should have gone to court. Never should have gotten to that level. There was so much fallout from that industry side. Obviously, we have different opinions on now that the fans see it and view it. But for me, the lawsuit was my wreckers for the offseason. Justice?
I think mine will be something you probably won't see coming. Will be the Chevrolet body change is not that drastic.
It was a really big build-up.
If you glance, they look the same. Like, I was expecting, like, something different, given that the Camaro is no longer being produced, right?
Right.
Like all these black wings and Cadillacs and, right? ZR1.
And why are you promoting a car you no longer make?
Exactly. Huge fail. Wrecked out.
Let's just call it the Nova, or let's call it the Caprice. Or
So you're upset that I'm swearing, and meanwhile you're trashing Chevrolet up here
No,
for their decisions in NASCAR.
No,
Listen,
I'm just
I'll
saying-
be me with my bad little swear words, and you can put me in the damn corner. I didn't say GD. I said damn. And meanwhile you are like, oh, Chevrolet. Good job,
No,
Chad.
listen.
Now we will never get Chevrolet as a sponsor. Never.
Listen, I am super excited about being a Chevrolet team this year.
I was going to mention that to you.
I am excited to be partners.
So is Justice.
with Hendrick.
Welcome, fellas.
I think it's going to change things for us at Haas Factory Team. My thing is, like, again, I just don't get, if I'm their marketing department, like, you run these cars to sell cars out of your showroom. Like, you have people, we're going to talk to, a guy who has dealerships tonight, like, who are trying to sell cars. Like, you're not making it easier for your dealers. Like, when the two other manufacturers.
He might tell you that Subaru is coming into NASCAR. All-wheel drive. That car get up off the corner. Where are you at, Brian? Come on.
But I'm just saying, like, if we're just calling the car whatever we want and you don't make it anymore, like, I love the Nova. I would love for them to bring back
Why
the Nova.
do you love the Nova? That was
I
a
thought the Nova
goofy
was
car.
so cool.
It was
Over
a
the
goofy
Chevelles?
car.
The Chevelles are cool too.
Chevelles are way cooler.
Call it a Chevelle.
Why would you love the
Bring
Nova?
those cars back.
Because was there one that was made that was electric powered like your Prius?
I don't have a Prius.
Oh, your Tesla?
I have a Tesla. Yes.
Same thing.
Yeah, they're cousins.
All right. What the heckers? What the heckers? I'm up first for what the heckers, and I got to say that I didn't really put a lot of thought into this. Here's my what the heckers. I will give you this. Here's my what the heckers. We are couple days away from the Clash. We are a week and a half, little more, from Daytona. And the guy who won 12 truck races last year, won the Truck Series championship, does not have a full-time
Where
ride.
he's going.
Nick Sanchez, who won a race last year in Xfinity/O'Reilly, does not have a ride this year. Like, I am blown away by the fact that arguably, I don't even know if it's arguably, but the biggest newcomer, rising star in the Toyota pipeline does not have a ride. Like, he's going to run an open car to try to make the 500, and he's going to run some open cars for 2311 this year, which we know they can make the race as an open car because they did it all last year. But, well, actually, they didn't, because he tried to get into the Chicago race and didn't make it. So, but the fact that your biggest prospect, maybe in all of NASCAR, tell me who's got a better resume outside of maybe Zillage, who has a full-time Cup ride. The guy who is the defending champion of the Craftsman Truck Series has no full-time ride. Blows my mind.
Maybe he was aggressive in his deal making.
Maybe I don't know. It
Maybe
just-
Toyota
I'm just
knows
putting
what
it out
they're
there.
doing, and they'll be okay.
Maybe he was a little aggressive.
Don't worry about
His
it,
demands
Superfan.
were a
You're
little
worried
high.
about things you don't need to worry about. He's
didn't-
not mad. He knows what he did. Toyota's got it covered. He's
I didn't
got
say
it.
I was mad about it.
You got
Well,
excited.
you're
I-
very you're
I
what the
said-
heckered about it.
I said, what the heck? Makes no sense to me.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, Chris Justice.
I do think you hit that on the head though. Like the guy dominated, real good season last year, and he's on the outside looking in. So that is a big what the heck. I have to co-sign with you on that one.
When have you ever seen that before? I mean, first of all, he broke every record you could possibly break last year. Should have won probably 15, 16, 17 races.
But he didn't.
No, but he still broke Greg Biffle's record.
Yep.
He
Shout out
won.
to Biffle.
He won the Craftsman Truck Series championship.
Yep.
Dominated the entire series.
Yep.
He set on more poles than anybody. He led more laps than anybody. Had more stage wins than anybody.
And maybe he
When-
pissed somebody off.
Maybe
more than
so,
anybody.
but even if you piss somebody off, when is the last time you've seen somebody have that much dominance and not have a ride the following year?
Kaepernick.
That's football. When have you ever seen it in NASCAR?
Hey, you're up, Ricky.
Hi, my name is Chad Bearden, and I'm the president of the Corey Heim Fan Club. Okay. Yeah, so my what the hecker is a little bit simpler. It's easy. Let's have a conversation about horsepower. Oh, they're raising the horsepower. The fans are so excited. Like they can even tell the difference between 670 and 750 in Cup.
That's a good
So
one,
I have a question for you guys on what the heckers. And I'm going to go to you first, Superfan. What's the current horsepower of an Xfinity last year / O'Reilly this year car? Do you know?
I do
they
not.
never talk about it. Do you
I,
know?
I remember we had this conversation
We
last year,
did.
but I don't remember. I remember it being more than what the Cup car was at
Yeah.
certain tracks. For
Yeah,
sure.
so they wanted to downplay that, right? And like in Cup, it's like, oh, we're 5'10", and we're 670, and now it's gonna be 5'10" and 750. Xfinity previous, O'Reilly this year, they're about 680 to 700 horsepower. I think one of the things about Xfinity, and then I'm off my heckers / O'Reilly for this year, is that is like the real kind of old school. CW's got them all year long. You don't got to chase around, look for the races. They're just as fast and they race just as good as Cup. That's my thing. What the heck? Don't worry about the horsepower. Just enjoy the racing.
That's a good one.
I like it. It's good. All right. Well, let's talk some more racing. What do you say we get a guest going here?
Far
Cheers to
better
that.
than us talking,
All right.
because I know you're bored of me.
From the driver's seat at Evernham Motorsports to years deep inside Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, this man's resume has more laps than most short tracks. Now he owns car dealerships, lived the lake life, and should be relaxing. But unfortunately for him, his next door neighbor is Rick Kojan. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Brian Smith.
That was not nice. Why did he put that in there? Wait, hold on. Before we start with that, am I not a good kind of neighbor?
All the time.
That's ridiculous.
Just trying to pull me out after hours during the week.
Turn up his microphone. Chad, I'm a good neighbor.
He's a good neighbor. He stays up a little late for me, but
Well, we appreciate
gotta
you for
mouth the
stepping
mic.
up here with us, Brian.
Make sure you mouth the microphone.
okay,
Ice
go. There
cream
it is.
cone.
You got to get close to that thing.
There we go.
All right, so Brian, we were talking a little bit ago. You spent years kind of behind the scenes in NASCAR, but you grew up surrounded by motorsports, and you were telling me essentially you grew up with Mr. Hendrick, being around Mr. Hendrick all the time, right?
That is correct. My family has been involved with Hendrick since the 1980, back when we were racing drag boats in 80, 81, 82, and 83. and even did some NHRA funny car racing, and then got into stock car racing. Actually, they got into it in late '83 in the Busch Series. What a lot of people don't know, they think Jeff Bodine actually won the first race for Hendrick Motorsports. That's not true. Dale Earnhardt Sr. won a race in the Busch Series. If I remember correctly, it was in Charlotte, the Mellow Yellow 300 in '83. So
Wow.
the first Cup Series win was
I didn't
Jeff
know
Bodine.
that. That's news.
Yeah, first Cup win was Martinsville with Jeff Bodine in 1984 in the 5-car.
Chris, did you know that Mr. Hendrick raced boats?
I did know that. If you have the privilege of ever getting into that Heritage Museum, you will see the boat in there.
I don't think I have that kind of access, but I did not know that until we were talking earlier.
There were
So-
actually 2 boats that they ran. Mr. Hendrick ran an alcohol boat, which was actually called Preparation H. And the top dog boat was Nitro Fever, which was driven by Jimmy Wright. And as my mom will tell you a story one day, Rick's drag boat racing career came to an end when NCNB, giving my age away a little bit here, which
Yeah, don't worry about it. You're younger than me. You're
Okay.
okay. Just go on.
NCNB, which
Jesus.
became Nations Bank, which became Bank of America. The executives at NCNB came in and informed him that he was no longer going to race drag boats because he had borrowed too much money.
Wow. So you kind of grow up around the sport. You went off to college. You joined the Army. You did a stint in the you went in the Army first, then went to college, right?
I went in the Army and jumped out of planes for 3 years.
Wow.
Did that hurt you in the crotch when the parachute opened?
Very
I know
much.
it's a random question, but I have questions.
Well, it prepares you when you get in the seat of a race car because you've got the strap or 2 straps that come
That's
up
fair.
through the middle.
Just
But-
asking.
No, it is
Jesus.
correct. If you get turned upside down and that chute opens and you've got 2 crotch straps
Ugh.
and you get turned right side up, it's not a pleasant experience.
All right.
But, it's much better than plummeting to the earth.
That's facts.
Beats the alternative.
Yes. Option B is not real good.
Yeah, I tell people all the time I'm not afraid of heights. I'm afraid of hitting the ground from a very high point.
I'm not afraid of, I don't like to fly. It's not the flying part that bothers me. It's the plummeting to my death from 30,000 feet.
Right. Well, you chose to jump out of the planes, so.
If you've
Sure.
ever flown in a C-130, you would understand why somebody would want to jump out.
I've heard that story before.
Yes.
I have too. They barely clear the treetops on takeoff, is what I heard.
Oh, you've got combat jumps, which are very low jumps because you don't want to sit there and hover in the air and have people taking shots at you. So you'll jump out at 500 feet and just enough time for you to get out of the plane, static line deploy, parachute open, and bam, you hit the ground like a sack of potatoes.
Wow. All right, so you go to the Army, you go to college. How do you wind up in NASCAR?
Well, I was working at Hendrick Motorsports while I was in college, and as things wound down and I graduated, I wasn't real sure what I wanted to do. And my 2 bosses from Hendrick, Rich Yancey and Doug Jackson, actually left Hendrick at the end of the '97 season and went over to what would become DEI, the Garage Mahal. This was back when the Pennzoil car, the 1 car, started with Steve Park. And as I got closer to graduation, around May, Doug called me and asked if I would come over and just talk to him. And I wasn't really interested. I was going to pursue some other avenues and this and that, but Doug was like, just come on over. It doesn't cost you anything. You can just come over and have a good time and see the place. So I go over and we talk, and come to find out, Big E was actually in there while I was interviewing for the job. Short story is that at DEI, when they built the engine shops, Dale Sr. didn't want toolboxes all over the shop. Because you got a Mac tool, you got a Snap-on, you got a Craftsman, you got this, you got different colors, you got all over the place. He wanted something consistent and tools hidden and put away at night, because if they weren't put away at night, you'd hear about it the next morning. So anyway, I would go into the office, and we had Corian countertops throughout the entire engine shop. So I go in there, and I'm shooting the breeze with Doug, and I'm sitting up on top of the counters. And in comes Big E. Now, I didn't know Big E from that well other than from working on the 24 car. And at that time, that was the most heated rivalry in sports. So as Big E comes in, I'm thinking to myself, well, there's no way I'm getting this job. I'm sitting on the man's countertops. So as he turns around to talk to Doug, in all my wisdom, I try to be slick about it and kind of slide off the counter and, be incognito and act like I was just leaning up there the whole time. And actually, it turned out pretty well because I walked out of there with the job, and I just gotten out of college, and if anybody that goes to college knows that you're broke, and it was nice to collect a paycheck after that. So stayed there for 11 years.
So what was your job at DEI?
Started off breaking down cylinder heads and assembling cylinder heads. After about 2 years of that, we got into technology was changing a lot at the time. We didn't have simulators and stuff like we do now, but chassis dyno development and technology for that was coming along. So we built a chassis dyno in the ground at DEI. If anybody ever looks at the IMAX movie that came out, you can see a pretty good scope of what that looked like. It was a individual room that had a door, and you could roll the car in, we would strap it down, and that was where a lot of our technology at the time was. We had a boom that you could pull around to the side of the car that actually had a touchscreen computer on it. In 2003 and 2004, a touchscreen computer was unheard of. And we did have to tap it a couple times. It wasn't as advanced as they are now, like in your car. But that was where we did a ton of our engine testing. We did gear testing. We did transmission testing. And at the same time, we were towards the end of the SP2 phase of the Chevrolet engine. And we were going into what was known as the RO7. So anybody that knows a lot about engine testing, there is a ton of cycles and mileage and time that get put on the parts, the components. They'll take an intake manifold off, they'll grind on it, they'll, just tweak this, tweak that, and it's just over and over and over again, and that's where you start to make your gains.
Can I step in just real quick? So, he's a humble guy. We're watching the NFL playoffs, and he's like, hey, you ever seen the NASCAR IMAX movie? And I'm like, yeah, that was pretty popular. I kind of, he's like, go on YouTube, bring it up, we bring it up. So, 17-minute mark, 19-minute mark, you guys figure it out for yourself. He's like, do you know that guy? I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm like, are you in the NASCAR IMAX? Can I say son of a bitch?
You said it now. Just keep rolling.
I'm like, are you in the NASCAR IMAX movie? So I back it up, move it forward, freeze frame. I have a picture on my phone. I'm like, this is my neighbor. He lives like 3 houses away. It's like kind of cool that he was in the NASCAR IMAX movie. He kind of glossed over that part, but
Yeah,
whatever.
he did gloss it. Just
Whatever. That's fine.
Well, truth be known, they had a premiere for that movie downtown at the Discovery Place at the time. Ironically, I was in the chassis dyno working that night and could not go. But I can tell you the next day from the people that went from DEI, it did not go unnoticed that I was in there. And it was pure hell for a few days after that. There was, of course, no hazing, no harassment, none of that. It was brutal. But you look back at those times, and it's, those are priceless.
So were you also running races during this time?
I was running a Legends car of my own at the time, which was a brutal schedule. When I was at Hendrick, I was going to school full-time. I was working at Hendrick Motorsports full-time, and I was running my own Legends car on 2 different series. And why in the world my wife stuck with me, I have no idea. She was a very patient individual, but also very understanding and very supportive, so props to her.
It's fair.
There's a little story that I was telling Rick the other day. When you ran Legends cars, first of all, if you can drive a Legends car, you can drive anything. The balance, the drive shaft runs down the right side of the car. They cut a Toyota rear end off. The rear end housing is shifted. The balance is all off. If you can learn how to make that thing turn and go fast, you've done a day's work. Not sure if I ever did that, but the tires were so hard that they would last an entire season. We ran these BF Goodrich tires. The power to weight ratio in those cars was unbelievable. There's no way you could get the tires to hook up. I think at the time they ran a Yamaha FJ12 150 horsepower car in this little midget. So if you wanted to go fast, you had to get the tires cut or cambered. Well, it was highly illegal, but you could also pick up approximately a second instantaneously by doing that, getting down to the goodie of the tire, so to speak. So me being a racer, there's one thing that racers are known for is we're going to get forgiveness before we get permission.
Find the advantage.
Does that mean cheating?
It's called finding an
No,
advantage.
It's bending the rules without breaking them, or the gray area. So,
All right, that's the official definition.
With that being said, I got my tires back from being cut, and they clearly looked like they had been cut. Nice sharp edges and everything, and I'm like, oh, I can't show up like this. So at the time when I was still in college, my wife-to-be was managing an apartment complex. Well, apartment complexes at the time didn't have garages. Well, I had a 2-car garage, so I didn't know what to do with myself. Well, that's where I ran my race car out of. So I thought, well, I can't show up at the track with these freshly cambered tires, so I got to do something here. So on a Saturday afternoon, the best thing you do is run it around the parking lot of the apartment complex. And usually centrally located in the apartment complex, there's a pool. Well, in the summertime, you don't have drunk people at the pool. So I'm running this thing as hard as I can around the parking lot of this apartment complex. How in the world she didn't get fired, I don't know. I'm sure she was sitting there thinking, oh my God, what is he doing now? But as you make a couple of laps, you start to build a fan base as you drive around the pool.
Laying down rubber,
Laying
building
down
up a
rubber,
crowd.
grabbing some gears. Thank God we didn't have any speed bumps in the parking lot there that really would have messed my lap up.
Was there no courtesy police officer that lived there?
No, not at the time. So it was, I got to have a little fun along the way. So these are the stories at the time that you don't realize you're going to look back 20 years later and be like, maybe that wasn't such a great idea, but you do what you have to do at the time.
Yeah, it was a different world then too.
It was a different world. Racing was different. The garage area was different. Drivers were different. Sponsors were different. Expectations were different.
Right.
You're showing your age.
Yeah. Well, y'all were talking about the snow and ice up here, but I don't think any of y'all will remember the blizzard at Atlanta in 1983.
I can't say I remember that one.
I was graduating from high school.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, if you look back at pictures, we didn't have enclosed garage areas or anything like that. They were just lean-tos, and the cars had tarps over them, and they're covered with snow and everything else. So that's how far we've come.
Dang. So how long were you at DEI?
I was at DEI from 1998 until 2009.
And then where did you transition after that?
I ended up, I wasn't sure I wanted to continue after that. When DEI shut the doors, it didn't leave a lot of options. I'm going to leave my personal opinions out of that. But about 2 weeks later, TRD called me. And I didn't have a job, and they offered me a job, so that was a good thing. Yeah. Again, I didn't want to go back to being college and being broke, and I had a mortgage payment and 2 boys at the time, so I got to work. So went to TRD, and it was a different experience than DEI. it was a good experience. I learned from it. At DEI, you knew who ran the show. Even after he was gone, you were still operating under that umbrella. At TRD, there was a lot of corporate that came in, and we in the industry weren't used to that at the time. So, but I basically did the same thing at TRD for Robbie Gordon. I don't know if y'all remember Max Pappas, who drove the Geico car.
Yep.
Did some work for Larry Gunselman and odds and ends here and there, and bounced around. And I was there for a little over 2 years. And after that, I was 38 years old, and I'd been run through the ringer with being on the road. And it just, you get older, you got kids at home, so I think it was my time. It was time to pass the torch.
So, what happens with your driving and all that?
Well, for my own car, it was difficult to run your own race car and work on a cup team. The schedule at the time, Rick and I have talked about this, was absolutely brutal. This was when we would leave on Thursdays. We would practice and qualify on Fridays. We would actually have a qualifying engine that we would take out after practice on Fridays and put a race engine in. Then you would practice,
Saturday.
Friday after that. Then you'd have what we called happy hour on Saturday. And then you would race on Sunday. Then you would fly back and land at 2 or 3 in the morning. And sometimes you go to work on Monday. That's just how it works. So it was very difficult. So about a year into that, I sold my car and focused my attention on my career at DEI.
And after you left TRD, what happened then?
I actually started my own commercial flooring and residential flooring company. I've got a couple toys in my garage that Rick harasses me about, but I love muscle cars. I grew up around cars my whole life, so I wanted to figure out a way that I could still be involved in that somehow, in that community and that talk track and that language. So I figured out, guys that have nice cars like to show them off, and you don't want a dingy concrete floor to put them on.
Right.
So we got into the decorative concrete flooring business. And one thing led to another, and we got into the commercial business, which was doing aircraft hangars and warehouses and much more large-scale stuff.
I like it, and that's what you're doing now?
Well, actually, no.
Yeah.
I'm still doing that, but my family, having been in the car business since the late 70s, they started their own chain of dealerships in the early 2000s. Actually, what happened was they bought Mr. Hendrick's Saturn dealerships in the early 2000s, and we took over those. And then when Saturn went away, we put some GM stores and some Subaru stores in there. And as parents age and circumstances come about, I was asked to come into the family business and help out.
Right. I like it. You're still hanging out with us. You're still involved
I feel
in NASCAR.
like this story is working its way towards when he meets me.
Well,
Are we just done?
I was gonna wait till he could make a strategic exit and say, at what point did your life tank because the mullet slinging guy from Ohio move in next door?
I'm a good damn neighbor.
And the property values drop. And does he do things like does he send like goalposts to your house just to be put up in your front yard?
Did you pay for the goalpost?
No, but somehow
it's a nice thing.
Yeah, so now when you turn on the road to come to my house, you see the flags flying from the goalposts that are there.
This is not a bad
Rick had put
thing.
up.
I provide storage for his golf cart. I'm a good neighbor, damn it.
Okay, here's how it started. So I'm driving. Rick, you have to go up the hill and turn to the left, and I go by Rick's house. Okay, he has a detached garage outside, and the previous owners never had. I think they had a Porsche 914 in there that he was working on that he never finished. So anyway, okay.
Did he leave it there, Rick?
Nah, he pulled that out.
Yep, he pulled it out. Actually, it's a really nice setup. He's got a 3-car garage attached to the house, and then a 2-deep car garage detached. He has more storage than I do, which I'd like to work on that. But
No children, no wives. All my kids sit in the garage.
Well-
That's how I like my life.
So what ended up happening was, as I drove by, he had the detached garage door open one day, and I see a black Trans Am in there. Now, this is my turf, okay? This is my neighborhood, all right? And I have a red Trans Am, so I want to know I want to mark my territory. Okay?
He's going to come up and piss on my car.
Yes, so I got to come up and just mark my territory. So anyway, I get home, I park, and I walk up to Rick's house and basically just march on in his garage and introduce myself.
Who do you think you are bringing this in my neighborhood?
That's about the way it was. We're we're a little territorial with our toys.
Lifts his leg on my bandage.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man.
I did introduce myself. I didn't start off with, "What the hell are you doing here?" But no, it's we've had some laughs. He actually came over to my house today and saw my simulator upstairs, and
Yeah, when the snowstorm hits tomorrow, if anybody's looking for me, I'm going to be at Brian's house all day.
We talked about in the off season going to drive a simulator. Why do we not go to Brian's house?
Because he just told me. He's like, you ever been upstairs in my house? I'm like, no. I'm like, literally, if I come tomorrow, I'm not probably leaving until Sunday.
All right, next week we're going to Brian's house to drive the simulator.
Done.
that's fine.
my
Come on.
God.
Well, we appreciate you hanging out with us. We appreciate
Yes, thank
you
you.
sharing your story. You're still a vital part of what goes on in NASCAR. You're still welcome to hang out with us.
Hey,
If
anytime.
we need to run Rick off, we'll run Rick off. You can stay.
Hey, I'd like to be on the panel next time you have some questions on who's going to win what.
We'll
and
make
Yeah,
everything
he'd have been
else.
good
We'll
on
make
that.
that
We could have
happen.
got into his
All right,
wallet.
All right. Well,
we could have gotten his wallet.
Hold on. So before the season ended last year, we all made our predictions on this year's champion, a way too early prediction. Brian, who's your way too early prediction for this year's Cup Series champion?
I'm going to have to go with Kyle Larson.
Didn't you pick Kyle Larson?
No, he said back-to-back. Didn't I thought I went Byron.
I have it written down. I'm pretty sure you picked Larson to be a three-time
You always
champion.
know better than me.
And you picked Elliott, right?
I believe so.
And I went with Christopher Bell.
Yeah. I would like to pick Kyle Busch to win a race, though.
Who was that?
I would like to pick Kyle Busch to win a race here soon.
I think he's going to do it.
What is
Yeah.
this, a
It's
wet
tied.
T-shirt contest? Are you taking your top off? Whoa, yeah, come on.
Well, and there's a history that Kyle and I worked together for quite a number of years on Billy Ballew's truck team.
Billy
Oh,
Blue.
wow.
That's a classic.
Yeah,
bro.
I was
Were
actually
you
on.
building hidden compartments and?
No, it actually started years before that when Shane Meal was driving for Billy, and Steve asked me to go on the road with them, and I don't know if it was a quote glorified babysitter job or make sure nobody does anything stupid, and but it was a lot of fun.
Billy
Yeah.
Ballou was outstanding.
Yes, he was. Billy Ballou took very good care of me.
If
over
you're
the years.
watching this and you don't know Billy Blue's story, though, you should definitely go check out his story because holy crap, is it wild.
Yes. Yeah, Billy Ballou and Richie Waters were very good to me.
Well, Brian, thanks so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you coming and being a part
Thank
of
you,
this.
man.
This
Not a
was a
problem.
blast.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
We're going to have
neighbor.
you back. We're going to have you back again. So we appreciate that. We appreciate you being a part of it. Don't go anywhere. It's going to get
This place
wild.
cool, Brian.
It is. This is a cool place.
This is a
Y'all
nice
did a
place.
nice setup
Look,
here.
and we filled up in here. This
It
place
is.
is
It's a nice
awesome.
little crowd back there. We're getting some peaks over here.
Yeah.
Ain't quite figured out what we do yet.
We're going to get it worked out.
Y'all got this train rolling here.
So this off season, there was a huge tragedy, as most people know at this point. we lost Greg Biffle and his family, and some other intricate members of the NASCAR community.
Otis, Rick Hodges. He was a DEI guy.
Otis, I knew Otis.
Yeah. I had the privilege of being part of Greg's memorial service a couple weeks ago.
So you and Lindsay played, right?
Yeah, at the Bojangles Coliseum.
Yep.
After that, after I did that, I was driving to my farm in Alabama, and I got a call from a young lady that I happen to know, and she said, "Hey, I have this idea that I would like to run by you," and it involved Greg and Greg's legacy. So we're gonna bring her up and talk to her about what's going on there, and but we wanna remember Greg and all the people, Otis, all the people that were on the plane. Otis was not on the plane. Otis was one of the truck drivers at Stuart Haas, and then went over to Legacy Motorsports.
Props to Rex Garrett, also, who passed away last month. Rex was the transmission and gear guy at DEI for many, many years. And he had a bout with cancer and lost that battle end of last year. Rex was a super guy.
So shout out to all those people. We want to remember all them. But now we want to find out what's going on with this. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. With this work, this charity work that's going on. So, boys, you ready to bring her in?
Yeah.
Brian said he's going back to drinking. So
I'm going back. She's much better to look at than I am.
That seat will be empty and not a moment too soon. Sorry, Brian. Love you.
Hey, I'm being kicked off. I know where my place is.
Rick said warm up a blue moon for him. All right, she represents North
Thank you,
Carolina with poise, purpose, and a mission bigger than a spotlight, turning passion into impact and honoring a legacy that still races on. Smart, driven, and absolutely not afraid of a room full of race fans. Miss North Carolina 2025. Y'all make some noise for Reanna Ruark.
Thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you?
Good, how are y'all?
Not too bad. Thank you for the refill. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Check out those shoes, Ricky. Ricky is a shoe guy. He
Wait a
loves
on.
women's fashion.
He already took a picture.
We've already had Macy's. I don't want to say your size because sometimes it gets weird. Macy's 9 West, a great shoe size. I already have them teed up. Done deal.
Done deal, he says.
Sales rep over here.
What, you have them teed up. What are you going to do with them?
Maybe give them to somebody.
You never know.
Not you, Chad. You stay in those grungy-looking New Balances and let's move on.
Hey, there's ice outside.
My guys,
There, that's comfortable. There's ice.
my guys just rolling up to the track, just opening up the trunk, going, "Size of you, girl." This is VIP at a whole new level right here.
He's got him covered.
I like women's fashion. There's nothing to apologize about that.
I know you do. I'm not looking down on you. I'm not making
Listen,
fun
the
of
man
you.
I
knows
think you
what he
are.
likes.
You
I'm
just
not.
called me out. Can we move on?
I mean,
The
I
man
didn't know
knows
the
what
guy
he
for
likes.
2 minutes, and he was like, "Can I take a picture of your shoes?"
I did do that.
At least it wasn't your feet.
No,
like-
that's
I was like,
accurate,
hey, don't be
though.
selling
I
those.
said I don't want to make this weird. It was just like from her ankle down. Let's all relax.
I'm gonna see him on Facebook.
You won't.
Yeah, you definitely
won't
will not.
ever. I'm a ghost on
He-
social media.
He does not do
Never.
social media.
I don't
so
exist in this.
he
place.
just puts it all in a group text. All right, let's talk about you and not just your shoes.
Finally.
All right, you are from this area.
I am.
You represented this area through your pageant career. You've won 4,876 pageants,
Congrats.
all the way up to Miss North Carolina 2025.
That's outstanding.
Thank you.
And in that, you have built this incredible platform. You started your own nonprofit agency, and I say agency, is that what it's called?
Organization.
Organization, sorry. I made you sound like the FBI or the CIA or something. We're discreetly doing good work.
She's deep undercover except for the shoes. She wears all black, but just don't look down here.
I'm still laughing so hard I'm crying.
I know, just stop on that.
Jeez.
So back after Helene hit in Western Carolina, you did a ton of work in Western Carolina helping get supplies to people, and that kind of connected you to Greg in a way. So you called me up after the memorial and you said, hey, I want to use my organization and my platform to honor Greg and tell people your vision for this specific drive.
Yep, so we're doing Biff's Final Lap, which we're going to be collecting toy cars in honor of Biff, and here's my little flyer. But yeah, we're teaming up with a couple people that we haven't announced yet, but letting toy cars drive hope to Western North Carolina in honor of, his son and him that was going to be a future driver, I would say. Looking up to his dad. So yeah, we're super excited to collect toy cars and take them to kids and families in need in Western North Carolina.
So if people want to donate to that, you have collection boxes at local businesses around here, right?
Yes, Burn Boot Camp, Concord, and Harrisburg. I have one here tonight. And then also my nonprofit's teamed up with Kendra Scott a lot, and they've been a big help. So there's going to be a push there on, next Saturday I have another event there. So they'll have a box there. And then I'm trying to think of my other one. Oh, Controlled Coffee. They're in Mooresville. So they're going to be kind of mobile in the area of the NASCAR world. So they'll be collecting for me as well.
Yeah, maybe we need to try to get some of these boxes around the shops too.
Yeah.
And you're looking for any kind of toy car. So it could be a die-cast, 164, 124. It could be a Hot Wheel, any Matchbox. It doesn't matter. If it's a toy car and a kid would love it, that's what you're looking for, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And with the snow coming up tomorrow, I think it would be a great time to clean out the toy boxes and donate some toys.
That's a good idea.
So do these need to be new cars, used cars? What are you looking for?
Preferably new, but if they can be gently used, that would be great.
Okay.
That means they need all four wheels, please.
That. Can't
Yeah.
be having no three-wheelers out here. And they have to turn left.
They got to turn left. I like it. So we met a couple years ago, actually, in Daytona for the fall race. And I was actually down there with Lionel and Michael Waltrip doing some stuff. But and then we've been friends since then. But so we're excited to have you on. We're excited to work with you to try to get the word out about this. You've done some incredible things. I want to talk about some of the other things that you've done. Tell us about the prom dress drive that you did, because that was incredible.
Yeah.
So tell folks what you did and how that worked.
So yeah, that's actually what kind of started my nonprofit organization to make it an official 501c3. We collected 900 prom dresses throughout North Carolina. I've had them shipped in from Texas, all across the country, just people wanting to help because they didn't really know how to help. So I wanted to connect the bridge between let's get it there. So yeah, we collected 900 dresses, went to Owen High School up in Black Mountain, and it was amazing to see God at work, and something as simple as a prom dress that can make somebody's life.
So essentially, these students who maybe could not afford a prom dress or did not have the means to get one or whatever it was, you took this in there and set it up like a shop, and they got to shop the prom dress, take it home for free, right?
Oh yeah, we went there and set up. Took us about 2 hours to set up everything, honestly. I mean, I was running from Charlotte to wherever just to pick up prom dresses, so getting them all sized out. So we put them in a van, went up there, made a little boutique shop, and they got to pick out earrings and shoes. And, a prom dress was something that nobody thought of. Like, it's a milestone in somebody's life, and people are donating cans of food and stuff, which is great. They need food, but they didn't think about the prom dresses.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool thing that for a high school kid, it's especially I mean, I have a daughter, so I've experienced that as the dad of a daughter, and obviously I went to prom, a few times as the date. A few times.
Thanks.
Solo. He went solo.
I did not go solo, but that's a huge moment, especially for a female.
Right.
Guys, we play it cool, and if we go, we go. If we don't, we don't. Whatever.
I was fresh at the prom, bro.
I'm sure you was. This guy's stud D1 athlete.
I was fresh.
He was fresh.
It was importante.
But that's a very important and pivotal time in their lives. So
Yeah.
a really cool thing. So where do you? Obviously you're going to collect these cars. When is your goal to deliver them? Like, do you have a time you're looking to do that? How are you going to go about that?
Yeah, the drive ends on April the 16th, so I'm not really sure when we'll take them up there. It'll probably be, I don't know, probably before May 16th or on May 16th, just kind of having in the 16 part of it. But yeah, I'm just excited to see how many we get.
And how do you distribute those?
So we actually take it to the Blessing Project. It's in Swannanoa, North Carolina, which is like a hub where they can go get any supplies that they need. I've always taken everything there. And Greg was actually supposed to fly in Santa on Christmas Eve there in his helicopter to deliver toys. So kind of backtracking and trying to make something happen in his legacy.
I like it. What do you see for this nonprofit long term? What's your goal with it?
I mean, I hope it grows and I can make it full time and make it big and all over the country. But right now it's just kind of, whatever happens, happens. And unfortunately, if something happens of like Greg, then it'll fall in my lap.
What's the future plans in the pageant world? Any plans?
I don't know. Mom hopes I do something, but
Were you
Mama-
asking her or asking me?
I was asking her, but
Oh, I wasn't sure.
he wants to borrow my shoes. Don't let him fool you.
I wasn't sure.
She should do it for
She
sure.
should
Hey,
do
we got
it.
some
Oh.
votes for you to go back out there and hit that pageant.
Listen, if you
pageant
need
run.
a vote from me, not that it matters, she should do it.
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
What's the pageant run like? Is that like, is it 6 or 7 months, or is it a whole year span? How does that?
It kind of depends. So I've actually had a pageant director reach out to me to come represent, and that's in 2 months. So it's a big time to, eat healthy and get back in a bikini and walk on stage, but it takes prep for sure.
That's it. Chris and I are working on that for the summer.
Yeah, they are
I gotta
not.
get rid of
They
this
are
dad
not
bod.
asking
Summer bod.
you, bro.
Listen, Chris just got a brand new gym at Hendrick. Have you seen that thing?
I've
There's
seen it.
no
barber
excuse.
shop.
My boy Brian's been there. He told me all about it.
No
Holy
excuses.
moly,
for me.
man.
Mr. Hendricks spares no expense.
0.
If people want to reach out to you, how can they follow you? How do they get a hold of you? How do they, if they don't live in this area, how can they get in contact with you?
Yeah, so we're on social media. I'm on social media, Instagram, Facebook. We have a website. We'll upload our information about the Biff Drive.
What's your handles?
Reanna, Ruark, and Shining Through the Storm.
I like it. Search it up. Find her
What
there.
was that? What's her handle? Hold on.
Rea-
I don't even know what a handle is. Like, you mean like a CB handle? Like a truck driver?
Well,
Kinda, sorta,
kind
same
of,
thing.
yeah.
Just tell me what
so-
her handle is.
That-
I'm
that-
not on social
like-
media.
Like,
It
if
doesn't-
you wanted to look me up on Instagram, you're going to search my name. So my username, that's what a handle is.
And what is the name again? What's
Rihanna Ruark
I
is
got
hers.
that part. Well-
Shining Through the Storm.
That's my nonprofit.
okay?
The nonprofit is Shining Through the Storm.
Shining Through the Storm.
Do I need to spell that
And
for
we
you?
call that. No, you got that part. But we call that a handle.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Shining Through the Storm.
Yep.
For idiots like me. Because I think people
SH.
might have missed it, right? So let me get it again. Shining Through the Storm is her handle.
Listen, we
That's
got some
the
.comers
nonprofit.
right there.
Yeah.
Look at them. They already got their .com devices out. They're on it.
Shining Through the Storm is her handle. Not to be confused with mine, which I'm not sure what that is, but yeah. I think people are actually writing it down. Justice, you're right. Or not typing it down, you know what I mean.
.com machines are
All
on.
right, guys. You got anything else for her?
Listen, I think it's pretty cool and outstanding the fact that you took the reins to follow Biffle and to keep the drive going. It says a lot about your character. It says a lot about your commitment to community. And we definitely appreciate it. And I'm pretty sure those families up there would definitely enjoy it.
Absolutely.
I got told to hand that to you. That's a really cool jacket.
Yeah, pretty cool. They're stitched over autographs.
I just saw Chad. That's my favorite. Bobby Allison, my first favorite. I just saw it over her shoulder. That is so cool that a signature turned into stitching.
That's really cool.
According to my mom, half these people are dead, so.
Well, that doesn't matter. There's still legacy to old dudes like me. It matters.
That goes a long way to the old timers.
He's dead. Rick will be dead soon too, but it matters.
All right, you guys go get all the cars, drop them in the boxes. We're going to try to get some boxes at Haas. Can you get some boxes at Hendrick?
We'll try.
Yeah,
We'll
can
try.
can I say something about those boxes?
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea because I don't know if you knew this, but Kendra Scott did this boutique thing where they bounced around to the race shops and they set up in our shop. Did they do it at Hendrick? I know she told me they were doing a bunch of places.
I don't recall.
And it was
but-
before Christmas to do like this, hey, we
Oh,
know.
yeah, they did that.
Yeah.
They did
We
that.
know dudes are lame and they're not shopping, so if you want to buy something, I think her idea that if that rolled around to the race shops would be so strongly supported because we did like a Toys for Tots. Like,
Tots, yeah.
I think it's an amazing idea.
I think you also
seriously.
get those customers that are in the gift shops too. That
Right,
will
to
buy
buy
an
an
extra
extra
one
one.
to
Yeah,
drop
I think
it.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
All right, y'all go check her out. If you're watching on the podcast, hit her up. You can mail them. So she'll let you know where to mail them.
And our email's on all of our social media and our website. So shoot us an email and we'll figure out how to get them here.
Love that. Thank you for coming to do this. Thank you for the recommendation to Earl's.
Yeah.
Shout out to Earl's.
Shout out to Earl.
Shout out to Earl's. Where's Skylar? Come on.
I called her and said, where is the best place in Winston-Salem for us to do this? She said there's only one spot you even need to consider. It's Earl's. And the folks here, amazing.
This was like last Daytona, like
And
fall.
we talked
When
about
we
this
met.
like a year ago, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Way to go, Chad.
and then when we
Chad's
came back
over here
to it,
playing
yeah.
and he's like, hey.
So, anyways,
He's our
thanks for
manager.
hanging out with us. Thanks for supporting what we do, and thanks for letting us be a part of this drive.
Yeah,
We
thank
appreciate
you guys.
it.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, fellas, we're gonna wrap it up with this. It's our first time of the year. We're gonna call our shots.
Call your shot.
So let me give you some odds.
This seat
for
is so much more comfortable.
Let me give you some odds for the Clash. So you got Ryan Blaney at plus 650, Chase Elliott plus 650, Kyle Larson plus 850, Denny Hamlin plus 900, William Byron plus 900, Joey Logano plus 1,000, Christopher Bell plus 1,100, Briscoe plus 1,200, Ross Chastain plus 2,000, and Bowman at plus 2,500. Who do you got? Call your shot. You're up first, Chris Justice. You were the lowest on the totem pole last year calling the shot.
Listen.
Start us off strong
Yeah,
this
you
year.
made some bad picks,
So
bro.
I stunk at calling
You
my
made some
shots.
bad picks.
Bad picks. You even gave me a couple, and I still didn't.
It's
I missed the
terrible.
layups.
Terrible. I hope I win that $200 off you.
You won't.
'cause
You
Jesus.
won't. I like taking your money. Let's see. For the Clash win. Man, the 9 is strong. The 24 could be strong. Briscoe could be strong. Priest can be strong. I'm gonna keep it in house. I'm gonna go 9-car back-to-back.
9-car back-to-back from the Supreme Court Justice. Ricky, who you got?
I now have 2 microphones, which I'm super excited about. I bet this looks really weird for the 5 people that are watching.
It is pretty weird.
Okay.
We also have a live audience here.
Is this better? This one's better.
Okay.
Um,
Turn it the other way.
oh, man, there's a lot of rules up here. Okay. I'm not sure anybody, like, do people care? Yeah, I guess they care who wins the Clash.
They care.
They're still betting on it.
Wait. Let me finish. They just want to see, like, I think they just want this to be like the madhouse of NASCAR. They just want to see a bunch of bumping and banging and grinding. So I'm going to step way off the reservation here. I'm going to play the homer card. Okay, and it's not the Connor Zillich homer card. I'm going to play the homer card, and I'm even going to say he's going to win a race this year.
Ooh.
Beyond the Clash that I'm calling him out for. It's my guy. He's not watching. I don't care. He's such a great guy. Been good to me since the Stuart Haas days. I'm going Ryan Preece.
Yeah, I think
I mentioned him.
You did. You slipped it in, and it shocked me. I'm like,
well, I think this kind of track, it's a modified track. He ran the modified race there last year. It plays really well into his skill set.
It's his wheelhouse.
I think I think a lot of it is going to depend for him where he starts, how things cycle through. But I think if there's ever a track that's made for Ryan Preece, it's certainly Bowman Gray.
and I think, am I wrong? Is he in some special Coca-Cola car that looked like you would know this super fan, that looked like a Daniel Suarez car from last year? I thought that was maybe his scheme for there. And Coca-Cola's got a lot of power, so does Atlanta, and
And you got to remember, he also dominated the Clash was in L.A.
so many good things come from Atlanta.
I'm not sure.
All right, check it out.
Yeah.
Super fan, check me out.
I'll check you out. All right, I'm going to make my call, though it's
Kyle Busch.
No, I'm not going to go with Kyle Busch. Though I do think it's a scenario that favors him. I'm not going to say it's who I want to win, but it's who I think could win. I think it sets up well for Joey Logano in the 22.
Boo.
Oh, I got a boo. That's awesome. It got a boo.
Two boos.
Listen, I said
Ryan Preece didn't get a boo.
Listen,
Who didn't get a boo?
I didn't get a boo.
Listen, you guys know I'm not a Logano guy. I'm not a Logano guy.
You just got us thrown. You just got our asses thrown out. Good job.
I thought he just spent like thousands of dollars getting hair plugs.
He got the LeBron treatment, and he cut it off.
Yeah, and then he cut it.
That's not nice.
It's
No,
nice.
I'm not
Facts
sa-
are facts.
I'm just saying the guy just spent a ton of money to get really nice hair, and now he just shaved it all bald.
Could you imagine? I'd never take
Not
mine
that he
off.
looks fat as a bald guy, though. I mean, he pulls it off. But
No, he looked good with the hair on. It should have stayed on. Hair is always better. Hair is there.
hair's there. All right, that's our first one for the year. We'll see what happens. Thanks so much to Earls.
Thank you, Earls.
for letting us do this. Putting
Thank
up
you,
with our
Skylar.
chaos. Thanks, Skylar. Thanks, Maddie. Thanks, Jesse, our sound guy, for helping
you,
us out, being awesome. Thanks to everybody for letting us be some kind of entertainment during this. Thanks to our guests, Brian and Reanna. Thanks to Amanda,
This has been really cool.
who I think bailed out on us. But
This is cool.
This is
But
fun.
yeah, thanks for being a part of
Thank
this.
you, YouTubers, for clicking in.
Yep.
Hit that subscribe
Smash that like button or something. Is that what you say?
Smash the
I
like
don't even know what
button.
the hell
Well,
that means.
We'll see you in Daytona.
Just text me.